Hey guys, it's Allie. Oh, gotta get to my hair. I don't know if you can see it. I got really dark black, brown tips. Give me a second. Where is it? Where's the box? Give me a sec. Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry. So I just watched the One Direction Kissy video, and the boy shirtless was the best thing ever. Oh, and I also wanted to read you guys something, so I'm gonna pause that and go here. Okay. Give me a sec. Minimize this. Okay. So I'm going to read y'all. It's not that long. I promise. It's not long. But, this is like a sneak peek for anybody who's reading it on Wattpad. It's called Take Me Home, and it's no longer by Ali Hutcherson 11. It is by Ali Horton 232. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Oh my god, it's like really dark up in here. I know how to work this. Give me a sec. Oh my god, it just got like really dark. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's okay, it don't matter. Okay. As long as you can see me, it's okay. Alright, so it was once called My Bad Boy Roommate. It is now Take Me Home. It's by moi, or on Wattpad I am Ali Horton 232. Yeah, sorry. And I have hair to finish. That was weird. Okay. I'm gonna move this over just a teensy bit. So you can still see me. Alright, here we go. Ready, set, 1, 2, 3, click. Oh, let's do this. May sound like a little animated though. I pulled on my t-shirt and slipped on my Vans. Mom burst into the room with tears streaking down her face. I can't believe my baby is moving out, she sobbed as she collapsed on the bed. I pulled her to me and began to stroke her hair. I'll be alright, Mom. I'm gonna finish school and get a job, so I'll be fine, I assured her. She just nodded. Well, you best be going, she said as she patted my back and stood up. She left my room and I heard the soft click of the door as it shut. I sighed. My mom has always had that one fear all parents had, their child growing up and leaving. I stood from my bed and pulled down my last One Direction poster. I kissed Harry Styles. Let's go, I mumbled. I picked up my bag and walked out the door and down the hall. I heard pans clanking or clashing, it doesn't matter which ones you want to use, in the kitchen. Took the cheese to slip it outside and into my car. I started the engine and put the roof down. To Texas, I yelled, and soon I was on my way to the small town in Texas they call Ennis. And yes, it is a real place. I live there. Oh, so everything that's going to be in here is going to be real because, talking about my town. You can even look it up on Google Maps. It'll probably be there. Maybe not. It's really small, like really small. Here we go. I checked my GPS again to make sure I was in the right place, and sure enough, I was. I was happy it was by the high school. Yes, saving gas money. It is by where I live. I walked up the flight of stairs and soon found the door marked 37. I knocked and looked down. I saw a small note on the floor. I began to read. Dear Tyler, here's the key to the apartment. Your room is on the second door down the hall. Sincerely, H. I put the note in my pocket and put the key in the lock and turned it. I stepped in putting the key back in my pocket. I located my room and sat my stuff down on the bed. I walked into the bathroom and started the shower. Oh my god, give me a flippin' second. What you need, girl? Okay. We're cool. After about 10 minutes of me being in the shower, I heard the front door slam shut. Soon after, I shut the shower and got out. I heard a knock on my door. "Tyler," the voice asked. I went to the door and opened it while I clutched onto the towel. "You're a girl," he said shockingly through his voice. "And you're Harry Styles," I said. He chuckled lowly. "That I am," he replied. "And you look yummy in a towel," he said while eyeing me up and down. "And you only wished you knew what was under this towel," I said, my tone filled with confidence. I slammed the door in his face. I took a big breath. "Well, that went well." I sighed and went to get dressed. I threw on some ripped skinny jeans and my Neon Trees band t-shirt along with my black Converse. I stepped out of the room and heard a bunch of gunshots coming from the living room. I peeked my head in and saw the whole of One Direction. They were yelling and laughing. "Liam, you suck!" Niall yelled in his perfect Irish accent as he pushed Liam off the big couch. He felt it. "Oof. Suck it!" Louis yelled as he killed all the boys. He got up and began to do a circle hip thrust. When he turned to me, he froze. "Are you cheating on me?" he asked. Harry turned around. He opened his mouth to speak, but I beat him to it. "I'm his new roommate," I said. I put a hand out towards him. "I'm Tyler," I said as I shook his hand. He smiled. "I know you know who I am, so no intro is needed," he said. I chuckled. "That it is not," I replied. He smiled. I looked over at the game they were playing on the large flat screen TV. "Black Ops 2! I all but yelled. I pushed my way over the couch. Oh my god, my fingers sting now. I'm touching my toes. I stole Niall's remote and began to kill off the boys. "Give me some chocolate, stat!" I yelled. Niall rushed off to find some. I chuckled under my breath. "Bad move, Nialler." He soon rushed back in with the chocolate in hand. I took it from him while continuing to kill zombies. I took a bit. Coffee. It says coffee, but I meant to put chocolate. I'm really messed up. But it's supposed to be really, her mouth is full, so. I said when my voice was muffled by the chocolate. I grinned as I felt the sugar rush coming on after about my sixth bite of chocolate. I began to move at hyper speed and soon I had killed all the boys. I jumped up, giving a woo of excitement. "Y'all suck," I said super fast. I smiled hugely and began to roll on the floor while giggling. They all looked down at me with the concern. "Are you okay, love?" "Sorry," Louis asked with a frown etched across his face. I nodded frantically. Soon I jumped up and began to giggle. I sat on Liam's lap. "Santa, for Christmas, I want a pony and those awesome concert tickets and a laptop." Oh wait, I already have one of those. "Oh, and a boyfriend," I said while still giggling. I hopped up while Liam began to juggle. "I want to get wet," I said all of a sudden. "That's what she said," Harry mumbled. I flung my pointer finger up to my nose. "Yellow!" I screeched. All the boys began to join in until Zane was left. Purple?" he asked. "Nell already said that," I yelled. "You have to moan," I said with a devilish smirk on my lips. He moaned. I burst up laughing and soon the boys had joined me on the floor as we rolled around in a fit of giggles. "You sound like a half-dead cat giving birth," I managed to choke out through my giggle fit. He frowned. "Did not," he denied. I just smirked. I checked the watch on my wrist. "Holy Jesus!" I yelled. It was around 12. They all looked at me with a what the, F-U-C-K. Is that look? "I have school tomorrow!" I yelled. They cocked their heads to the side. "It's 12 o'clock, I said. They all hopped up and scurried out the door, mumbling bye. I went into my room and laid down. Today was one crazy day. I couldn't wait for what tomorrow held in store for me. Like stuff. Okay. Now I'm gonna go. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gone really long. I'm so sorry. But I really want you guys to. Every time we do. My alarm clock began to blare and I jumped up from my chapter 2. Oh, and this chapter is called Chocolate. Yeah. Oh yeah. My alarm clock began to blare and I jumped up from my bed. I ran a hand through my ratty hair. My door burst open. "Time for school, love," Harry said with a smirk on his lips. I threw my pillow at him, but before it hit him, he slammed the door. I grumbled and hopped out of bed. I went over to the CD player in the corner of the room and slipped in a Taylor Swift CD. All of a sudden, the door burst open again. Oh, and I'm not referencing to him being with Taylor Swift, okay? In this story, that didn't happen. He just likes her music. "Is that my tay-tay?" Harry asked. I gave him a funny look and then went and took a shower. The warm water running down my body had me falling back asleep in the shower. But soon enough, I got out and proceeded to get ready. I blow dried my hair and let it fall in its natural waves down my back. I threw on my ripped skinny jeans and my Aeropostale black shirt along with my black Converse. I grabbed my school bag and bolted out the door. "Good luck," he called out. "I won't need it," I called back. I raced down the steps into the grass in front of the apartments. I took a breather and proceeded to run across the grass, then the road, and soon the school grounds. I bounded up the steps to the old high school. A boy, who I'm guessing was popular, gave me a look of disgust. Ugh. I just shrugged it off and went to the front office. By the way, which is not at the front at all. I burst into the door panting. "Hey, my name's Tyler Winters, and I'm new here," I said in a rush. The old lady manning the desk nodded her head and went to a big filing cabinet in the back. I'm not sure how our high school is, because I'm not in high school yet. A few minutes later, she came out with a slip of paper and handed it to me. "Here's your schedule. Your first class is room A107, she said. I nodded my head and walked out of the room. I saw the boy from the hallway earlier, but ignored his deathly glares. Sorry. I was walking down the hallway and looking at my schedule when I ran into somebody. I looked up. "Hey, what are you doing here?" He didn't really say it like that. "Now, last, I'm still in school," I said. I looked over at Harry and Lamb. "Hey, guys," I said, and he head nod. And did the head nod thing guys did to each other. I looked back at Niall and shivered under his gaze. What? Shivered? I don't shiver in front of boys. I'm the girl who doesn't care what people think. I'm the girl who would shove my foot up someone's ASS if they mess with me. I came back too when Harry nudged me. The warning bell just rung. "You need help to find your class?" Yes, I just nodded him, handed him my schedule. He looked it over. "Will you have your first class with the three of us?" he announced. I smiled a tad bit, happy to be in a class with some people I knew. "Well, let's do this," I said when the boys led me down the hallway to our first class. As soon as we entered, every head turned toward the door. "Mr. Styles, Mr. Hoare, Mr. Payne." "You're late," the pudgy old lady said. I'm guessing this was our teacher. "We know," Harry said. "Only because we had to show our friend to the classroom." Liam backed up. The teacher finally looked at me and nodded. "Very well. Take your seats. And you." She pointed her pudgy finger at me, which is like, whoosh, like a sausage link. She pointed her pudgy finger on my face. "What is your name?" she asked me. "Tyler Winters," I answered numbly. She glowered at my attitude. "Well, Tyler Winters, take your seat at the back of the class next to Spencer." Spencer's a chick, she said. She pointed to a goth girl seated in the seat by the corner. I shrugged my shoulders and shoved my hands into my pocket. I made my way to the back of the class next to Spencer. "Hey," I said as I did the head nod thing. Didn't really say it like that. Hey, she replied and did the head nod thing back to me. You know, "What's up, dude? What's up, bro?" Sorry. God, it's going on long. I slid down into my chair and listened as the teacher droned on about something we probably wouldn't even need in our lives ever again. As soon as the bell rung, I was up out of my seat and out the door in 5 seconds flat. I felt a big warm hand grasp my forearm. I whipped around and come face to face with the boys. "What's up?" "Boy, you gotta learn fast," Liam said. I was just getting tired of listening to the old lady drone on and on and on. I said in a dull voice that cracked up laughing. "You sounded just like her," Harry commented. I looked at the speechless Niall, and as soon as I caught his eye, he blushed and turned away. I sent a confused look his way, but seemed to turn my attention to the rest of the boys. "Well, I'm off to..." I trailed off. I looked at my schedule, then popped my head back up. "Art!" I said with a smile on my face. Niall's head shot up. "Well, I guess I will lead the way," he said softly. I nodded my head and waved goodbye to the rest of them. "Goodbye, farewell." I'm kidding. The walk to the art room was uncomfortable and silent, yet peaceful. Sort of, I guess. When we got to the door of the art room, I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. When we walked in, the teacher looked up at me and smiled. "Hello, you must be Tyler Winters. My name is Miss Hancock, but you can call me Miss H." And that's my real art teacher. She's awesome. Hands down awesome. Sound like Snooki. She said in a cheery voice. I smiled at her. Where do I sit?" I asked as I looked around. She looked around as well as if contemplating that, then looked back at me. "You and Niall are friends, right?" she asked. I nodded my head. "Well, he is sitting with another boy, so you can sit with them. They have a free seat, if that's okay with you," she said. "It's all right," I answered. She pointed to where they were seated, and I made my way over to them. "Hey, Niall, hey," I said. "Mason," he offered. "Hey, Mason," I said with a smile. I turned back to Niall. "So, are you any good at art?" I asked. "No, H-E-double-L, no," he answered. I guessed. Did the Niall Horan just curse? I said, mock surprise. He chuckled a bit. You just wait until we play Black Ops again. Then I'll curse you like crazy. He said, and I'll kick your A-double-S. I said with a smirk. Wait, so are you two, like, dating? Mason asked. I felt my cheeks flush, as did Niles. No, we're just friends, Niles said in a whisper. Mason just nodded his head. Yeah, sure, not for now. I'm kidding. Maybe. Niles said in a whisper. Mason just nodded his head. Okay, if you have any work left to finish, then finish it. And if not, then it's a free period for you, and you may get on your phones. Just please do not get on any social networking sites, Miss H said. I grinned and fist pump. Fist pump! I pulled out my phone and began to text Mom. Hey, Mom, I got a free period. We're allowed to use our phones. Oh, how is my Tootsie Roll? Not a candy. I texted. I looked up to find Niall working on a sculpture and Mason on his phone. Ta-da! Niall said as if questioning his work. I chuckled and looked at the piece. Abstract? I asked him. He sighed and let his head fall against the table. I giggled and looked back at my phone. She's doing fine. How do you think your roommate would feel about a dog? She texted back. A huge grin broke across my face. Let me ask, I replied. Okay, she texted. I looked up at Niall to find the project gone. He was sitting there with his head in his hands. How do you think Harry will feel about a dog? I asked him. He looks up at me. I'm not sure. Let me ask him. He said, and suddenly he pulled out his phone. A moment later, he looks up. He said, I put G, but he is fine with it, he answers. I fist pump and pull my phone back out. Yeah, Mom, my roommate's cool with it. Why? I text. A few moments later, she replies, next weekend, would it be okay for you to come and get this lump from here? I'm getting old, and it's getting hard to take care of her. She replied. A huge grin broke right across my face. Sure! I replied. She stopped texting me. Be that way. I mumbled to my phone. A question pops in my head, so I look at Niall. Hey, Niall, if you guys are famous, why aren't there girls trailing after y'all at school? I ask. Oh, because the principal told them if she finds out that anyone has been bothering us or asking us for autographs, they will get detention, he replies. Sweet! I say. He just nods. Moments later, the bell rings. Oh my god, this is going on forever. Bursting in the door, the boys trailing behind me. Could we play a game? I asked. They all looked at each other and back to me and nodded their heads. Twister! I yelled and went into my room, opened up my bag, and pulled Twister out of the bottom and went into the living room. I set it down, then went back into my room. I pulled on a white wife beater and some black booty shorts. Booty! I came back into the living room. Comfy? Harry asked as his eyes trailed up and down my body. I smirked. Indeed I am. I answered with a smirk. The boys already had the game set up, so I began. Hand, blue, I yelled. Everyone, including me, did just that. Zane stood up. I'll call it out, he said. Foot, green. He said. We all moved and found the spot after I forgot how to play Twister. I haven't played it forever, so. We all moved and found the spot. After about an hour, the sun went down, and Louie and I were the only ones left. Hand, red, Harry said in a monotone voice. I tried to move, but I fell. Louie sprung up. I won! He yelled out. I frowned and went to the fridge. I pulled out a Kit Kat and ate the whole thing. I looked out the window and saw the fields. Let's go play tag in the dark, I suggested. They all made noises of agreement, and we headed outside. Okay, I say Liam's it, I said. They all nodded and then took off. I ran towards a blob that looked a bit like a tree and hid behind it. By the time I stopped, I was breathing heavy. I heard footsteps. Come out, wherever you are, Liam said in a low, creepy voice. I took off and ran into a body. We collapsed on the ground. Whoever it was I ran into fell on me. Who is this? An Irish accent said. I breathed out a sigh of relief. It's Tyler, I whispered. I heard him mumble something, but I couldn't quite catch what he said. All of a sudden, I felt a weight on my forehead, and I was soon looking into it. It's supposed to say blue orbs, but it says green. I slowly blinked, as if this was a dream. I felt my heart begin to beat faster. I saw him come closer. I saw the eyelids of the eyes flutter closed, as did mine. Before I knew it, Lyle and I were locked in a kiss. We moved in sync with each other, never breaking the hold we had on each other. Soon I felt his tongue touch my lip, and I let him in. Soon we were apart and breathless, until a voice that sounded a bit out of breath said, "Tag." Ooh, I'm terrible, aren't I? Alright, there's only... The next chapter's gonna be a sneak peek. It shouldn't take that long, I swear. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's called... This is chapter 3, and it's called... Did you say monkey liver? We'll get to that in a minute. I hitched my bag up higher as I walked in the corridors of the school. I made my way to my locker and shoved all of my things inside. When I closed it, I was face to face with the guy who I saw on my first day here. Hey, so I heard your name's Tyler, he said with a smirk. It is, so please don't wear it out, I said, returning the smirk. You're feisty now, aren't you? He said as he looked me up and down. All of a sudden the boys appeared. Hey, love, how are you today? Niall asked me. I turned and smiled at him. Good, what about you? I asked. Same, he replied. Harry nodded towards the guy by my locker. Why is Daniel here? Daniel's a real person. He asked, am I not allowed to talk to a pretty single lady? Daniel asked in a mock innocence. Niall stepped in. She isn't single. She's my girlfriend, he said. She is? All the guy asked in tune. Niall looked at me and I nodded. I am, I said as I gave him a big smile. Okay, now it's just this little bitty part. Okay, I'm going to pick up Tootsie. I'll be back in a little bit, I yelled as I closed the door. I jogged down the stairs to my car. I jumped in and turned on my car, heading back to my mom and my hometown. That's all I got so far. So, I hope you liked it. You know, I'm going to try to get more One Direction videos pretty soon. Okay? So, vote. Comment. Not vote, sorry. You can go on Wattpad and vote, comment, and you can fan me. And I will be Alex Horan, capital A, capital H, 232. Remember, 232. Okay. But on here, you know, you can like down there. You can comment down there. And you can subscribe. I think either up there or down there. Anywhere. It all depends on what you're looking at. If you're on the phone or if you're, you know, on the computer. Okay, I'm gonna go, so, oh crap. I hope y'all had fun, and whenever I learn to play guitar, I will show you, and have an amazing day. Okay. Yeah, so, goodbye. Button. Oh my god.